All right, hey everybody. In this video, we're going to talk about penny stocks. I had a pretty good day on Friday with some of my penny stocks. I decided on Thursday actually to make this video, and today happens to be Saturday. But here we're starting off on the homepage. You can see my account is currently at $39,630. But let's kind of get right into it. If I scroll down here, I want to show you guys that a good part of my positions that happen to be doing the best right now are all penny stocks, or at least started off as penny stocks. So if you look towards the top on some of these, this AMRS, you can see when I bought into that, it was at $6, and 10 cents roughly. The Nano Dimension, or NNDM, when I bought into that, it was at $8.09. The OCGN, I just bought in on that on Friday. We'll talk a lot about that one because it really blew up on Friday. When I bought into that, it was at $3.31. The AEZS, when I bought into that, it was at 40 cents. The Microvision, or MVIS, when I bought into that, it was at $6.56. And then we get to some larger price stocks that I have falling below that. And then kind of back again to this Ideanomics, IDEX, has been a pretty popular one. That one I bought in at $3.12. So you can see a lot of my top earners there are really coming in pretty well in that penny stock range. And penny stocks, the definition varies a little bit. I think probably the most common definition of a penny stock is going to be a stock that's $5 or less. And then there's, I think, a good number of people that consider a stock $10 or less to be a penny stock. I'm falling into the category of any stock that's $10 or less. Most commonly, I would refer to as a penny stock. They will still tend to have some of that same kind of movement, which can be erratic or volatile and move up and down relatively quickly, and be influenced also relatively quickly by certain things. But with all that being said, let's go to our watch list. Here I have just some of the penny stocks that I currently have positions in. We just saw some of these, but let's start right off at the top with the OCGN. OCGN is, let's go ahead and click on that, is a company that is involved with pharmaceuticals and that sort of thing. I'll let you guys go to their profile if you want to look them up and kind of read up on that for yourselves. They kind of really blew up on Friday, predominantly because of some of their involvement with coronavirus vaccines. But they had a huge jump, if you guys can see, right around this time here. So that was around kind of mid-December. They had a big jump. We're on the 3-month chart here. And then just more recently, they had another huge jump on Friday and kind of in this past week. But again, you can see I bought 100 shares at that $3.31, and it is currently at $8.62. It had huge gains. It had on Friday a daily gain of 61%, which is already huge. And then after hours, it had basically the same amount of gain after hours, that 64% gain after hours. So those are huge. Also a potential indicator that this stock might continue to blow up on Monday. With that being said, it could just plummet on Monday as well. It could really go either way. And some key things to note, you guys can see, with all these arrows here, but I have already increased my stop loss up to kind of as high as I could set it. It doesn't let you set it over the end of market close after hours. So I set it to $5.24. You can see it ended the normal trading day on Friday at $5.25. So I'm at least going to, capture some of my profit there if it happens to really drop. But I'm going to continue to bump that up as well and follow the price upwards with my stop loss. That is key when it comes to penny stocks. That's one of the most important things, really, frankly, with all stocks, as we've already talked about, but even more so with penny stocks. With penny stocks, you really want to make sure that you are setting a stop loss, because they can be erratic, they can be volatile, they can drop, like a dime, and you can lose a lot of money. So you have to be careful with them. Also, just depending on the number of shares you buy in on, you may want to limit that if you feel like it's a little bit of a riskier penny stock. And I think kind of almost to any degree, all penny stocks are relatively risky. It's why I usually don't recommend them necessarily, but I think they can be not only fun to have in your portfolio, they can blow up and they can make you a good amount of money. I want to show you kind of what my experience has been with this OCGN and what it's looked like. So actually, if let's just go back here. We're going to go to OCGN. I'm going to click on that. It's going to show you my history. A couple of quick things to note. Some I've already mentioned, but here on this page, it'll show you this is what my current profit has been with OCGN. $530. I just bought this on Friday, so it's done very well. My average price is that $3.31, and its last price, or what it's currently at, is at $8.62. Now, this is kind of important to look at. This will show you basically on Friday when I purchased these shares. I bought 100. I sure wish I would have bought more, and you'll see that I did in the past, but I don't know what I was thinking. I only bought 100 shares. If we look down, first of all, you can see here, let's point this out. This is Friday, so this was February 5th. On the day before, on Thursday, I had bought 100 shares. If you just look below, I had bought 100 shares on the 4th, if you just look over to the right, at $3.20. When Friday rolled around, I had a stop loss set, and it dropped down on Friday morning or so to $3.15, and I got bumped out of that. I wanted to stay in this position, so I did buy back in 100, and thankfully I did, because it did really well. If we keep looking below, you'll see there's been just numerous dates that I have kind of bought in and out of this, where I bought my shares, I had a stop loss set, and it sold out. But you can see I bought it on the 3rd. I was in and out of it multiple times on the 3rd, you can see. And then I had a break, so I was kind of in and out of it again on the 11th of January. But yeah, as I kind of scroll through this, you guys can see I've been in and out of this stock a fair amount. So those are things that you can kind of expect when you're getting into nearly any stock, but maybe even more so some of the penny stocks. Let's just go back to our list and talk about, again, what you're looking for with penny stocks when you want to get into them. Now, OCGN is not the greatest example of what we normally want to look for, because this one had, just that, rapid shot up here, and then kind of a level off, and then another rapid shoot up here. So not normally what we're looking for when we are looking at buying into a stock. So let's look at one of the other ones here. Let's go to the next one on the list, the IDEX. This is kind of more what we've talked about in the past, and really, what you want to see when you're buying a stock is, kind of, I like, as I've said before, that 3-month chart, which is the daily chart. And we want to see just a nice, more or less steady climb in gains over those 3 months. It's just a good indicator that if you buy into this stock and it does go down, that chances are, if you're holding on to it and it doesn't trigger your stop loss the next day or whenever, it will climb back up. Or vice versa. Let's say that you have bought into this stock and it shoots up and you're holding on to it, and you want to give it some room, kind of like you can kind of see I'm doing here. I'm giving this one a little room to move around. You can see with my stop loss there. So I expect it to continue to climb. If it's a good company, I think it's going to continue to do well. I'll give it a little room to climb, but I still want to make sure I capture my profits if it does decide to just drop all the way back down. Let's go back and we'll look at the next one on the list, the AEZS. And again, kind of, really what we're looking for is a decent steady climb up, which this stock also displays. Let's go ahead and let's look at the next one on the list. The CSCW, let's skip over that one. Let's look at ZOM. It's a popular stock right now. So this one's a little bit more kind of like the OCGN that we were looking at. This happens to be also in kind of the medical device arena. Medical stocks, especially pharmaceutical stocks, they tend to have some of these big jumps up with trial medications and that sort of thing. And then, depending on what happens with that medication, it can just plummet back down, or it can continue to just shoot back up. So that's not one of the greatest ones when you're just simply looking at a chart, but that's one where you want to know what's happening with that company. Are they coming out with some kind of a medication that's promising? That would be a good reason to consider buying in, for example. Let's look at maybe this one here. Yeah, so this one's not a bad example either. This one, again, we kind of see that upward trend that we're looking for. It's had a consolidation more recently. I just bought back into this. I've been in and out of this one for quite a while here as well. But protecting myself with that stop loss, again, is the key thing. So as you guys can see, these penny stocks can do quite well. You can buy into them just like a normal priced stock, for a lack of a better way to put it. And you can see a lot of really good gains with them. Now, if you guys want to find these stocks specifically, there's a couple of different ways to do it. If I just click down on markets here, we can, if I scroll up, you can see most active. I happen to love this, these automatic screeners. So most active, if you look at these most active by volume is usually how I like to look at it. It just tells you what stocks are moving, what's moving a lot of volume, who's buying in or selling a lot of these stocks. That ZOM, I'm in on that one. The one below that, SNDL, Sundial, that's a cannabis stock. It's been doing okay. It's had its moments recently. People are predicting that one might blow up here and do really well. I'm in and out of that. I plan to buy more positions on Monday, most likely. OCGN, which we've been talking about. The CTRM, which is more or less, I believe it's a shipping company. I'd have to look at their profile again to confirm that, but I believe that's the case. But you can see those top 4 movers or most active are all penny stocks. So, first off, you could always, click on those, see if it's something that you might be interested in, and, follow it, watch it, maybe buy some positions. Now, if you want to set your own screener to look for these specifically, you click on the little search thing there. So we'll go ahead and we'll click on that. It's going to take us to this window here. We can click on screeners right there, and then we can click on create new screener right at the top. And then we can set our parameters. I'm just going to leave that region as United States. And then the key things, again, if we're looking for these specifically, what I would do and what I like to do would be click on price. You can see it has a default here. Maybe this is what I had it set at last time I was doing a screener. But I'm going to go ahead and we'll scroll down at the bottom all the way to 0. And then we can scroll this one all the way over to, let's make it 5. So I'm going to go ahead and just clear that out. Let's make it 5. We'll hit done. So we have our price now set from $0 to $5. Next, volume, always important. As we've talked about before, we like to see a minimum volume of around 2 million. So let's go ahead. We'll move the scroller over to as close to about 2 million as we can get here. Let's leave it at 202. And then let's just go ahead and bring this slider all the way. I don't think we want to cap our volume. To me, that wouldn't make a whole lot of sense. Let's just click on done. All right, so those are the 2 key parameters that we want set in our screener. Let's go ahead, and if you look all the way down to the bottom, it says view results. There's 270 stocks that meet that criteria. We'll click on that. And now these should basically all be high volume, high mover penny stocks. Depending on how this sometimes comes up, I will like to move my price from either highest to lowest or lowest to highest. In this case, let's go from lowest to highest if we scroll down. And we can kind of just start looking at these. These all have good volume or should have good volume. So there's reasons why these are moving. People are buying in and out of them. So chances are we're just going to want to scroll through this and see, what looks appealing to us, what meets more of our criteria that we're looking for. This one at the very top, we can see was down on its last trading day, 6.7%, and it's only at, 64 cents, has a volume of 22 million, 22.43 million. So, curiosity, let's click on that. Its 3-month chart does not look amazing. It's had some jumps up. It's kind of come back down more recently. Looks like there's some selling off happening. So, I don't know that I'd be loving buying into that one, but, this is really where you'll get started and kind of go through and see what you might want. I am actually currently in that NAK position. It's done okay for me, actually. I've also been into this GTE we're seeing there. I don't think I hold any of that currently. The CTRM, which is that shipping company, again, I believe, has been doing fairly well. It's had some hype behind it. I've been in and out of that a tiny bit. But really, guys, that's about it. I wanted to show you guys kind of a quick overview on penny stocks, how to find them if you wanted to look for them, and just kind of, again, the key things to look for and how to treat a penny stock if it's something that you're going to put into your portfolio. And again, just recapping, the number one thing is going to be make sure you guys are setting your stop loss. Always set your stop loss the minute you buy into that stock, because, as you saw with that OCGN here, I'm currently up $530 on that. I just bought it on Friday, but I was in and out of that numerous times. And if you think about it, all those times I bought in and got, kicked out with my stop loss, I probably lost $4, $5. But, it probably saved me quite a bit of money, in those times. And then, whatever it was, the 10th time ended up really being the charm, and it's doing very well. So hopefully you guys found this video to be helpful. If you did, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel and watch for more of these. I'll also leave a link in the description below so that for those of you that maybe have not set up an account yet, you can go ahead and click on that. It'll take you to Webull, which I've been using for all these videos. I happen to like that application or that trading platform more than any I've used. And you'll get some free stocks by using that link below. But hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.